Hi, it's Sienna again, and I'm really excited because today we got the Rider-Waite deck that just came in the mail. I'm going to talk to you about your brand new tarot deck. What do you do with a brand new tarot deck? First of all, this one came this is the first time I'm opening it. So you have a plastic wrap and a deck of cards. The magician should be on the front. And so let's start with cracking open the plastic. We can do that. Ah, yes. The handy dandy ballpoint pen method. I don't recommend you actually use the ballpoint on, but you can use a pen without the point. And because if you put the point out there, of course, you're going to make a line on your deck. There we go. And so, this deck does not want to be opened on camera, apparently. I don't care. You're going to open anyway. There's one thing to remember about a deck fresh out of the package that doesn't really have any energy imbued in it at all, except for whatever came out of the factory and whoever's hands it went through. I bought this one at pals.com, and it just got in with a bunch of my other books. So here we have the tiny little book that comes with it. And don't throw this away. This is really super useful in the short term, okay? But I will tell you this. It's about the tiniest print they can get away with. I think that's like a 7-point font or something like that. So if you're like me and you need reading glasses, don't even think about doing a tarot reading without your reading glasses. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take everything over to the desk and show you what to do next. Okay, so let's turn the camera around here. Okay, so here we are at the desk, and as you'll see, these cards are really slick. They're going to slide around like crazy. So the first thing you want to do is slide them around. Get that book out of there. Let's slide these around. Let's see all the space that we can use. Here, get as much space as you can, and you want them face down for this. You don't need to do this on your altar. They have not been charged with anything yet. But then, what do we do with this? Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we use salt. Yes, you take your salt shaker and you shake all over. All right, so that's what we're going to do. I'll be right back with that. So I went out to the dining room and I got the salt shaker. All right, here's your average salt shaker. And you're just going to lightly do this all over your cards. And you're going to let them sit there like that overnight. Why? It's because it stops the slide. And it does not ruin the surface of your deck. Now what you don't want to do is leave it there too long. Okay? And you don't need to get every single card. No, just a few. And that's enough to make them hang out with each other a little bit better. All right. So, we'll come back to these tomorrow. Okay, so now we're back. We have salted these. We are not going to salt them ever again because they won't ever need it. That salt was just enough to get them to grab onto each other and not enough to ruin the surface of the finish of the deck. So what we're going to do now is pick them up and take them back over to the other table, and we're going to sort out the major arcana from the rest of the deck like we did with the Trolley deck, and we will get back to the tarot class. All right. Okay, so before we're done talking about the brand new tarot deck, I want to go into a couple of questions that are usually asked in class. One of which is, how do you charge your tarot deck? How do you put energy into it? Well, first of all, I think the best thing for you to do before you begin even thinking about charging your deck is to learn them, okay? And here's why I'm telling you this. You're going to put a certain amount of energy into them just learning them. And they will become kind of a language to you, like if you've ever had to learn a specific language for your job with acronyms or hobbies. You get into the D&D culture, they have their whole bunch of acronyms. This is like learning a bunch of acronyms. So you want to get to know them and their personality before you think about charging them up. Because some want to be charged on the altar, some want to be charged out in the sunlight or on the moonlight. This is just while we're talking about decks, this is a very old deck of mine. It's called the Voyager deck. And this thing wanted to be charged in the dark. So, and you wouldn't know that if you're just trying to learn the deck, but these images are kind of dark. So remember, what we're talking about here is the Jungian archetypes that ricochet around in our subconscious and that our human brains like to make connections with. So what you're going to do in learning the cards is you're going to make those connections on your own. So that's my answer to, do I need to charge up my tarot deck? So the other thing that people ask is, what do I keep my deck in? Do I keep it in the box that it came in? That gets a little rowdy. You'll see that the Crown Royal bag is a favorite among pagans. I also had the box I think I showed earlier. There's also the fancy square wooden box. So whatever you decide to keep your tarot deck in is going to be a personal thing to you. It really doesn't matter. You can keep a silly rubber band around them. It really doesn't matter. Why do I say this? Because your deck is yours. It's like asking me, does it matter if I keep my pocket knife in my pocket, or should I keep it in my backpack, or maybe in the dashboard of my car? It's your pocket knife. It's your tarot deck. You do with it as you will. All right. Take care.